Good morning, everyone. I'm back. Like I had said before, I was going to show you more of my journals. Oh, sorry, I'm old over here. This is the Bohemian Butterfly, and this journal is basically all scraps. I didn't cut into any of my new paper. I wanted to get rid of my scraps. Because it's getting out of hand. We all know that we make journals and make journals and make projects, and everybody has a scrap box. Um, this journal is 6.5 by 8.5. It is 3 inches wide, 6 signatures, 116 pages. It has 5 dividers, 22 journaling cards, and 21 tuck spots. So what I thought about doing was not just sticking a bunch of paper in a book. Even the cover is made up of my scraps. What I did was I wanted to make it into long sheets so that I can use them all together as pages. And that's what I did. I ripped all of the edges off of my pieces, like you can see here better. I ripped all the edges. I distressed each piece individually. Then I tacked them down like in the edges and corners and things like that, just to keep the page together. And I mean all the pieces together. And then I sewed all around the edges. I thought that was really cute and different. I mean, and I used everything from old projects, from um, like this was in the small scrap pile, all the small pieces, because I always divide like small, medium, and large pieces, and I try to keep organized, but it gets out of hand sometimes, and that's just what I did. I had pieces of lace. I have jewelry. I had so much stuff, it wasn't even funny. And I still do. Because I keep making journals, and I keep putting in the pot. But this is, I'll just show you quickly what I try to do. These are the medium sized scraps. So I try to put them in a box, sort of organized, and then whenever I need or I go to do another project or whatever, I usually go by the color scheme. That's another thing I want to do. I want to divide these up not just by sizes. I want to divide them up by color. So that's a whole other ball game that I don't know if I want to go into right now. But I just thought I'd show you how I organize my scraps. There's several of those little containers, and it's getting overwhelming. So I think I'm going to be making a lot more of these sheets. So I just quickly wanted to show you how I did it. This is what they come out looking like, and you can make it however big you want to. Now, I just concentrate on one side. I don't concentrate on the back because, see, for instance, here you're not going to see the back. It doesn't really matter. I'm usually going to put it on something and then cover up the back. So that's not really, I didn't want to overwhelm myself. I just wanted something quick and easy. And it really did go pretty quick. I tried to stay in within the color schemes. Tried. But because you have your scrap pile, and you know the mess that we have. I just tried to keep more or less in the color scheme or colors that I usually go with, because it's not difficult. If you have a style, you're gonna have basically the same colors in different patterns and whatever. So I tried to see this. The back doesn't look pretty, but this kind of does. So I work with this, and then what I did was I cut them into whatever piece I needed to cut them in. Like, you measure whatever piece, and then you save the other half, and you can do it that way. And I did these a while back, like about where when the scraps were just, it was incredibly ridiculous. I also did something like this, but this is just a test because I don't know, I haven't used anything like this, but I'm going to see how or where I can use them. Because, of course, if I cut it now, all these are going to be fraying. So I didn't think about that, but it might work. And this was another color scheme that, like, this was from the vampire book. This was from the other, I think this was from my wedding album. I'm not sure. This is from the Time Traveler journal. I have since sold several of my scraps, junk journals, I'm sorry, that I have made. And I can't show you the paper, but you get the idea because you know what I'm talking about with the scraps. It does get up there. Now back to the to this journal. I named it Bohemian Butterfly because for some reason I had a lot of the die cuts of butterflies and butterfly paper. So I said, okay, well, might as well. Bohemian is just a hodgepodge of different things. So this is the front cover. Now, this is the only thing that I put in here that was not a scrap. This and this one, which is the same paper. I couldn't find a piece of scrap big enough to cover the front and the back covers, so I just did that. Even the journaling cards are scraps, but there's writing space in the back. This whole book is just glassine bags, pieces of lace, decorated envelope. Here's another card. They're beautiful. I love the way all this stuff came out. And of course I concentrating on distressing each individual piece. Like when I go to make a journal, and I decide that I'm going to use these tabs, I usually punch out more than I need, and that goes in my scrap box. There is the old envelopes that I had stained, and you know how when you're taking them apart, the glue sticks to it and everything, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to decorate them, and I'm going to put them in there too. So I did. I put these, each one has, I believe there's 6 of them, and each one has these are from the 7 Gypsies. And I just distressed it, folded it, so you could have extra journaling space. Each one has the same card in them. And there's a lot of course, writing material where you can write to your heart's content. And these are the journal cards. I think they came out beautiful. And I tried to keep in the color scheme, but if it didn't go, I really didn't care. I kept the base colors basically the same, and that, I think it came out fine. And these are just pieces of jewelry, like I had mentioned before, that I go to secondhand stores, and you get a whole array of different things in bags, and I like it. I like to pick up bags like that. You get different, little things in them, and this is all glued together. This was from another piece of paper, so I just, paper pad, I'm sorry, and I folded it over and I stuck it there. This is Tim Holtz. This is Tim Holtz. This is something else. You see about the butterflies? I don't know what the heck was that. But anyway, this is another piece of jewelry. And this is the same envelope with the thing. This was falling apart, so I figured I'd put a die-cut butterfly on there and it'll hold it together. Because if I put too much glue on it, it was just going to stick to everything. This is a piece of ribbon that I had from another junk journal. This is a vintage lace. I've had this forever. But I figured I'd slap it on there, and it looks pretty. It looks very pretty. This is another, it's more butterflies. You see how many butterflies I had? I don't know what that was all about. But it looks very nice. And these are little brads of like bugs and stuff like that. This is more glassine. The vintage lace. This is vintage lace. And like I said, they were just pieces that I had. This is another Tim Holtz. And then behind here, it was plain. So I stuck another butterfly back there. And there's a more butterfly. This stamp, I love it. It's a stamp set I got at Tuesday morning. And I think they're just gorgeous. This is another writing spot here. Was just a page that I had in the scrap pile, so I folded it over and I put it on there with a paper clip and a butterfly. Imagine that. And these are just little things I had on there in my scrap box, and I just put them on there. As far as colors go, I tried to stay with the color scheme, and I think it came out very nice. I think it's very pretty, how everything kind of goes together. And there's a lot of cheesecloth on here also. There is just concentrating on my scrap pile, because that was very important for me to just do away with scraps. If I separate things by color, I thought it was best for me. So that's what I concentrated on doing, was separating things by colors. So the browns and the greens and all this stuff, of course, most of my stuff is earth tone. So, and then of course my favorite color is pink, so I had to put pink in here. So this was cute. The jewelry pieces, they were also in my scrap box. I don't know why, but I put them up there. I put them in here. This is a bunch of glassine bags that I put through the butterfly dye. For what reason, I don't know. But I did. And so they were all laying in there, so I just stacked them up and I put them a little brad in the middle, and it looks cute. This is also a piece of Tim Holtz paper. And this is another decorated envelope. I thought it was really cute with a little butterfly doohickey. And this one is just sewed. I didn't put anything on here, but I decorated it with this vintage lace. This is a doily that I had stained, overstained. And the scraps also, I have paper that I've messed up, like I've overburnt it. The coffee dyed, like this one here. This one was just, got way out of hand. That was too much. And this one too, it got a little burnt. But it's okay. It's okay, and I keep them and I put them here and there, wherever they look better. And this is a little card, and this is a stamped lady from that same one that I told you that I got at Tuesday morning, the stamp set. It's really cute. And this one was nice. I like the pink. I love the pink. I love pink. And so this is more cheesecloth and all of these little stringy things. I thought that would leave them there. Another decorated envelope, which there was quite a few of them in my scrap box. Like I said, it's hard to coffee stain them, because whenever it has the glue on it, it tends to stick once you dye them. And so sometimes they come out good. I get it with my little pick thing, try to separate it, but most of the time I tear them. And this is, I love how this came out. This was an old bag. I save all kinds of stuff. An old bag, and this was just pieces I made the tag out of. This is vintage. This is vintage, a piece of vintage that I made. I believe I put that in my shabby chic elegant one. I believe I put another piece in there also. This was just laying there, so I figured it matches with something. And then this down here is not. This is from Hobby Lobby. It was a a piece from another something or other I made. I'm always making something. And this was just, I just layered the different pieces, tore them, stained them, and sewed them together with lace and the cheesecloth. I think it came out very nice. I love the way it came out. This one was, I put all the vintage lace in front of it. It was a pretty big piece, but not enough to make a junk journal, so, or put it in anything, so I put it here on the different envelopes. And then this, of course, little die cut flowers I had just thrown in there. And this is another tag. And this is another envelope. I think these are called policy envelopes that I made. I thought that was really cute, so it got stuck in there too. And I think it was left over. That's what it was, left over. I made too many. And there you are. I hope you liked this journal. This was pretty quick. When you start working with scraps that you put them together, it goes pretty quick. This tape right here I wanted to show you. This tape, I buy it at Walmart. It's fabric. I'll show you. This right here, and I use it a lot. I use it because I want to make the pages look like they're put together by tape, like in the old times. And this is the tape that I buy. This is it right here. It's like a fabric. It is like a fabric tape. And then I put it down on my wax paper where it doesn't stick, and I distress it. I put any color you want. You could go pink, green, whatever, but this is the color that I almost always use. And so it peels right off. It peels right off, and I stick it on the pages. Now, when I use this tape, I do not sew over it because the sewing needle gets stuck and then it starts pulling everything else. I don't know, but it's super tacky. So don't sew over it because, yeah, it'll mess up your whole thing there. I hope you liked it. This is Bohemian Butterfly. Like I said, it has 116 pages, 5 dividers, 22 journaling cards, 21 tuck spots, and it was fun. It was fun looking through all of the scraps and looking at all the, remembering all of the old journals that I had made. This cover on the front, though, when I decided to, because this is also a sheet that I used here. I folded it over. This is not stuck in here. I folded it over, and what I did to this has Mod Podge. I used it to seal it. But in my Mod Podge, because I wanted it to be a little bit more distressed, in the Mod Podge, before I put it on here, what I did was I mixed the any color you're going with. You can use your vintage photo, any colors, the inks, and I put it in there. Even if you want to go pink, you mix your color in your Mod Podge and you paint it on, and it gave it the darker, you know, smoother. But I use matte. I don't use shiny on anything. Then after, because I want it to be sturdy, people are going to be touching it a lot, and I don't want it to get messed up. After I Mod Podged over it with my stained Mod Podge, I let it dry completely. This was without putting it on my cover yet. I did it when it was just like this. And then after it completely dried, I sanded it down. Very, very, very good. I sanded it down, taking out like that shiny film that comes on top of it. And then that's how this came up to be. It looks like I think it looks like an oil painting or something like that. But that's how I got the effect. And I concentrated more on here when I went heavy on it because of the stitching and because of the ends. I didn't want it to be too flimsy. I want it to be nice. So yeah, that's what I did. I hope you like it. I think it's really cute, It's adorable. I love the way it came out, and I'm thinking I want to do more covers this way because it really doesn't look like a bunch of mess put together. It looks very nice. I like how my covers came out. I think it looked really pretty, and I love it. I love this journal. It's really, really cute. This is what I am about right here. This whole color scheme is what I'm about, and I love it. I love it. So it was nice of you to stop by. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you all are having a great day. I want to tell all the moms Happy Mother's Day. Today is Saturday, of course, but I want to tell everybody Happy Mother's Day. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you for stopping by.